Hey, my name's Leah Guzman, and I wanted to jump on here and let you know a little bit about the chakras and why I keep talking about it, because it relates to your life and how it can benefit you. So, the chakras are basically related to your emotional IQ, your emotional intelligence. So when you are able to know more about yourself, about regulating your emotions, you're going to feel better. Your life is going to get easier, right? You're going to have less depression, less anxiety. When people do something stupid around you, you're not going to overreact because you're going to be able to see it in a different light. You'll be able to internally process the emotion differently, right? So I want to talk to you about the chakras because I want you to see how the chakras relate to the different emotions in your body. And then you can start to pick it up in your life when things happen. You can start to see, oh, I see what's happening with them. They're a little imbalanced, right? So what does that mean when someone is imbalanced in the chakras? Okay. Well, you want to be balanced because when you are balanced, things come to your life very easily. You're able to easily manifest. You'll feel like you're in the flow. You'll be in high vibe, right? But when we get imbalanced, that's when things start to show up differently in your life. And there's different emotions related to each of the chakras. So I want you to just to be able to connect with yourself and your own emotions and kind of see if one of your chakras is imbalanced. So these chakras are these spinning wheels. That's what literally the chakra is. It's these spinning wheels. And they can be spinning too fast or they could be spinning too slow. Okay, so that perfect frequency of moving is when you're in the flow. But if they're spinning too fast, you'll feel something different versus if it's feeling too slow, right? That's what needs to be in balance. That's where you got to check yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to go quickly from the root all the way up to the crown and give you an example. So the root chakra is all about feeling grounded, your basic needs, feeling safety, security, right? It's all about the body, your family, all those basic needs, right? You got to take care of yourself. If your root chakra is imbalanced, meaning it's moving too slow, then you're going to feel insecurity, anxiety, you're going to have weight issues, money issues, right? Now, if it's moving too fast, it's going to be showing up as being a little bit obsessed with your body. It'll be like working out way too much, just kind of like doing everything overboard in that way. It's a little bit narcissistic, okay? The sacral chakra moving up is about your emotions. So that root chakra is below that tailbone at the base of your spine, and that sacral chakra is right below your belly button. So the sacral chakra is all about your emotions. So it's like this container for your emotions. And it's really about tapping into that joy of feeling good, right? And what happens if it's moving too slow is that you be feeling very rigid, not allowing joy into your life, right? And then if it was moving too fast, it's more of overindulgence, meaning that you might have some addictions going on. Maybe you're shopping too much or drinking too much, right? So or you could be just over emotional. That's how it shows up that way. Now the solar plexus, moving on up. So this is above the navel. And the solar plexus is all about your confidence, right? That's this powerhouse of just feeling confidence on purpose. And if it was moving too slow, it's going to be showing up as not being able to speak up for yourself, not feeling confident in what you're doing. And again, if it's moving too fast, is the opposite of that. You might be overconfident, you might be really bossy, or even a bully, right? Now moving on up to that heart space, the heart chakra. This is about relationships, giving and receiving of love, right? It's also can get blocked by grief. So if your heart chakra is spinning too slow, that's going to show up as not being able to receive love, right? That can happen with a heartbreak, right? Break up in a relationship and feeling really hard, or losing somebody. The grief issues of feeling that loss, right? Now, if it's moving too fast, it's spinning too fast, it's going to be showing up more of that bleeding heart, where you just give, right? Which it might not be able to receive. So you'd be giving too much, and that can lead to resentment over time. Moving up to the throat chakra. So this space right here is about communication and listening. So if you have an overactive throat chakra, this is meaning that you speak too much. You ever spoke to somebody and they just like don't even listen to what you're saying? They're just like blah 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 blah. So that's overactive. And then on the opposite end of the throat chakra is about not speaking up, about not talking about or communicating what your desires are, or being able to, just communicate or express yourself in an effective manner where you feel like you're heard. Moving on up to the intuition, which is that throat chakra. The third eye chakra is about your intuition, and tapping into your intuition is really related to source. It's like divine guidance. It's kind of like that, almost like that gut feeling, but it's like knowing what the next best step is. So your intuition is a great guide. If it's spinning too slow, it will show up as being closed-minded. If it's spinning too fast, you might get really lost in your thoughts, and you're thinking way too much about like past experiences, which can be very limiting, versus what the all-encompassing the universe can provide. Especially like thinking about solving problems, right? It's like being open to the divine for guidance, and listening to the messages of what the next best step is, right? And lastly, but not leastly, we're going to talk about the crown. And so the crown is related to enlightenment. That's like right here. And being in enlightenment can bring that feeling of bliss. That is when all chakras are balanced and you are open to that flow, right? So what happens with it's moving too slow, the person will feel very greedy, they'll be very materialistic. And then on the opposite spectrum, if it's moving too fast, the person might feel a lack of empathy for others, feeling very superior to others, and actually may experience apathy, meaning they have no feelings at all. Yeah, so I wanted to just kind of explain that, kind of how that shows up into your life. You might be experiencing one of these. I know for me and myself, I like to always check myself. I'm getting into alignment, I feel a little off. I'm saying, where is this in my life? Where is it in my body? And what needs to be up-leveled in some way? So you can do that too. I do have a free chakra quiz on my website. You can find it in my link in my bio. You're welcome to check yourself that way. It's a series of questions, or the more that you learn about the chakras, you can start to see how they're showing up in your life, just by knowing about it, right? And then you can tweak it that way. All right, I'm wishing you a beautiful day. Thanks for listening. I hope you learned something today, and I'd love to hear back of how it's showing up in your life. All right, bye.